All right. Hey, Coach Joe, man, what's going on? What's good with you?
Hey man, nothing much, man. Getting ready to grab me some water really quick. So look, we can get together, be fired up, pumped up, man.
Absolutely. Change of plans. We're presenting tonight, man. Just get your grab of water, then give us the updates on the market, what you seeing, what's going on in the market that you can tell us about that we should be on lookout. And I can pull this affordable housing program up.
Well, while you're doing that, as far as if you just want to know what I'm seeing in the market right now, I am seeing that hey, interest rates are all over the place right now. Man, these things are jumping like mosquitoes, man. I mean, from today 6%, tomorrow 6.5%, next day 6.8. So it's all over the place right now. It's no consistency in the marketplace, which just tells me that the leadership that we have in place is that they really don't have a plan. They really don't know. And so it's scary. However, when it comes to investing in real estate, if you are submitting your offers, acquiring these assets based upon the 60/50% rule, hey, it works. It works. It works. It works. Most investors are actually teaching the 70% rule. However, I don't believe in the 70% rule for myself. I know it's a really, really good rule. It works. It helps. Me personally, I go based on a 60% and below, 60 and below. What that means is whenever I identify an actual asset that I'm interested in, I will get an understanding of what the after repair value is. After I fix it up, what is it worth? Then I would take 60% of that. I would go, let's say if it's 100,000, I would go times zero point 0.6. That tells me my offer price is 60,000. Okay. Now, what if my repairs are 20,000? So I need to take 60,000 minus my 20,000, which gives me a maximum purchase price of $40,000. So that's how you run your numbers. That's how I run my numbers. So in the event the market shifts downward, hey, I still have 40% of equity in my deal. We don't anticipate the market sliding 40%, especially in a very short period of time, especially whenever an affordability crisis, especially whenever it's a housing crisis. Right now, I read an article, they said we're 3 million single family homes behind. I read another article they're talking about we're 6 million doors behind. So, and we're steady letting folks in the country. So the population is steady growing. So what happens? The bottom falls out. So if you have your hands on some of these assets, you become in demand. You become in demand. And so right now it's still an excellent time to be investing. And one of the things that, I had a conversation with the guy today, coach, is that we were speaking. I said, hey man, how's your credit? Yep, pretty good. Cool. How's my credit? Pretty good. Cool. Okay, you know what? I know Coach T, his credit is pretty good. You know what? Hey, Coach T, he already has a six-figure line of credit. All right, I'm working on my six-figure line of credit right now. Been pre-approved, haven't been fully approved, pre-approved, waiting on this year's taxes to be completed. I'm sorry, last year's taxes, and I'm just about there. So, all right, so that's six figures from me, six figures from you. Hey, can you bring six figures to the table? Line of credit, didn't
Absolutely.
have to be cash. So now, coach, let's say that the three of us, we partner, we pair together. So we each bring $100,000 line of credit. Now remember this: this isn't cash out of our pocket, out of our bank account. This is the bank has approved us. So now we have $300,000. Coach, we want to go buy an apartment complex. That's what we do. Now I bring mine, you bring yours, he brings his. Now we group it together. Now who pays back that $300,000? Well, the residents do in the apartments. So with $300,000, you're buying a $1 million property. If it cash flows, it makes you income, $300-400 a door over your mortgage. Pretty good deal. Very, very good deal. So these are the types of conversations that we're having amongst each other as young entrepreneurs, as investors. This is what it's all about. Getting with other people that share similar ideas as you do. You guys can work together and you can figure it out and you can take the risk and chances. That is exactly how it's done. Exactly how it's done. And everyone has their own role, their own purpose. We all do. We all do. So I'm just excited about what's taking place right now, Coach. And I'm very excited about what's taking place within the training program that you have. I'm very, very excited about that. I mean, the information that you're giving out to the mentees on Wednesday and some bonus sessions to help them get on their feet personally, one on one. That's just mind blowing, man. Mind blowing. You continue to invest your personal time into other people. You continue to do that to help them go out there and get their success. So because of that, again, hey, I've piggybacked and riding your coattail. Said, hey, you want to give some time? Boom, let's double that. I'll give some time too, in support of you, in support of them. Let's give the people what they need, which is a community of folks that have done it, that is doing it to help them get to it. That is it, Coach. So I'm pumped up, man, with what's taking place, man. Life is good. Bang, bang, Niner gang. We didn't win last night. However, I didn't play in the game. I was thankful nobody got hurt. And you know what? The game ended the way it was supposed to end
You
based
just gonna
upon the
discount the
outcome.
man that hurt. You just gonna discount the man that tore his
Oh,
Achilles
you know
tendon.
what? I forgot about that. Greenlaw. He did get hurt,
Yeah,
and I hated that because especially with an Achilles, that means he's out to like 2 years. That may be a retirement for him, because all of next year, because of the timeline that it took place, he's out. He's out. So I was sad about that. And because you never forget those moments as a player. He'll never forget that moment. And there's nothing, you know, it
it
happened.
was a good game. I mean, it was a lot of mistakes, a lot of this and that. The referees definitely didn't take the game from anybody, and that's what I asked for. That hey, let the people play and let them make their own mistakes and don't capitalize on opportunities. Referees always going to make questionable calls, but they didn't make any calls that just took the game. So
It's,
I just felt like it was a good game on the sidebar. But thank you for that rundown,
you
Coach,
got it,
about
brother. You got it.
what's going on in the market, what you see, how you examine things. Guys, I'm not going to stay on camera long. It rained all day. I live in a rural area. My internet is being wonky right now. It's moving very slow. So by me being on camera, of course, they take up bandwidth. But I did want you to see who you're looking at and who you're talking to and who Coach Williams or Coach T is, whichever one you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. So I'm going to turn my camera off right quick and then we'll get at it. So like Coach said, it's so many opportunities to partner other people than you doing it yourself. Our organization exists so that you can have that comfortability of partnering with people, right? Not only do you have to learn, but you can learn one part of it, get great at it, and become a coach at it. Learn, earn, and return. That's our motto. Now, our goal is to help you structure profitable real estate transactions, provides you paperwork, documentation for implementation, as well as best practices that we've done in our life. We're not here to teach you what somebody else did. We teach you what we do. This way, we can all win together because I can't tell you to run a play that somebody else run. I don't run that play, right? I run this play, and this play worked for me over and over again. The end state is that whatever your number one goal is, that you achieve it, and that's why I offer a free complimentary call to anyone that want help learning what is your number one goal. I got so many goals. Which one is my number one? Coach T helped me to discover this. And that's why Coach said I give you bonus sections because we talk about things of that nature as well. It's not only about just real estate, it's about getting you to where you're trying to go. Now, in doing that, I just you met Coach Joe. Coach Joe is the bread and butter of the organization because he's in the field working all the time. He goes from Texas to Louisiana to Chicago over and over again, and even overseas to look for deals. Me and Coach met back in shoot, what it was 2000 or so, 2000 or I want to say 2001, one or the other, over there in um what that place was, St. Charles. We were looking at opportunity
Thomas and
to
St.
build
John.
St. John, St.
Yep, and
John.
St.
We'll
Thomas.
St. Thomas, God dog, boy, I'm saying everything besides the right thing. So that's the first time me and Coach Joe actually met face to face. But before we met the face to face, we started doing deals and transactions and communications together. Then all of a sudden, I did some private money lending with him, and then we made some, returns on that. And then we moved forward and started doing bigger deals together. So that's how our relationship has grown into one that it's a repository. What we give out, we get back, and it keep on. It's a big cycle, right? And we want to put you in that cycle because you can build a meaningful relationship with working with others that's like minded. It's weird how people pay for a 401k, a 403b, and don't know who's controlling your money. Your money is losing thousands of dollars. But once you do private money lending, you calling the person over and over again, asking about your money. It's so weird. It's just weird to me. But then nonetheless. So tonight, what I'm going to do is walk you through exactly what I do. I focus on Section 8 housing for the most part. I know a lot of folks got little war stories about why not housing vouchers, why not affordable houses, why not tax credit houses. Unfortunately, I don't have those war stories and those myths that everybody say. That's a big face me. I like to show everybody the fat version of me because at the end of the day, after Achilles tennis tour, so I know about Achilles tennis ruptures. That's what happened. Played basketball in the student faculty game, playing, had a great time, came down, and the ground did not feel the same. So there I left teaching and went on a medical leave. And from there, the military asked me to come active duty, and I've been active duty ever since. So that was my departure from the education system for a short period of time, which I will return because I love teaching, influencing, and helping others, and that's why Wait to Be Great exists, and that's why this platform exists, so I can go back and teach somebody. Just can't teach kids, so I can teach adults how to be financially secure. Now, how do it sound if I tell you that, hey, you have a story inside of you and you should be singing it? However, because you're so busy trying to get the best car, you're so busy trying to get promoted at work, you're so busy trying to send your kids to the best college, you're so busy trying to live in the best community, it's a lot of financial chaos that's going on in your head that you can't be your best version of you. So my goal is to help you eliminate the chaos, the financial chaos, so you can be your very best version and live a purposeful life. That's my goal for anybody I work with. Now, the background of the HUD, right? HUD is the Housing and Urban Development Authorities. When I created this PowerPoint, I did not create this PowerPoint only the power of the voucher and how you can use it. I created this PowerPoint with thinking about who my tenants would be. If they're Section 8 housing, I need to educate them on their system so they can understand why they want to come to me. So this was a way for me to give out something to others to attract more, right? So that's what it's about. So this is just, you can read for yourself how HUD exists and why HUD exists in the background, but they trying to help folks with affordable houses, right? Some of the questions you want to ask as an investor: do you want to be an active investor? Right? Do you want to be the one actually out there working on a property, out there looking for deals, out there talking to contractors, running around talking to real estate agents, and being very active in the process? I am not an active investor. I am not an active investor, and I am proud to say that I know Coach Joe. Coach Joe is the one that loved talking to contractors. He loved talking to real estate agents. He loved going back and forward with people about haggling for the best deal as ever. Right? I do have rental properties and I'm still passive. I'm the manager of most of my rental property and I'm still passive. Even though I take a little bit of an active role being a manager, I still find a way to empower my tenants to be empowered to make decisions, to call me and relate stuff to me as it goes on so that I can get the right person there. And that's about the most active I am. That's about the most active I am. All right. But when it come down to it, I have a beautiful, in my humble opinion, way of ringing people out before I bring them in, because every tenant I have is an employee. If they ain't paying, I ain't making no money. So I need them to be paying, right? So let's come up with a great system to ring the ones out that's full of, you know what, right? That's what we do. We ring them out. So do you want to be the active person that does everything and don't have time to do anything else? Do you want to be the passive person that's spending time with your family, that's, paying bills, writing checks, and moving on in life and collecting money, right? You have to decide. And it's nothing wrong with being active. Just understand you're paying, when you're active, you're trading time for money. When you're passive, your money is making money. You're not no longer playing trading your time. You pay folks to do the things you don't want to do. So I pay a lot of money to other people, and a lot of other people get rich off of the money I send. Right. So, quick quote for you right there, just to let you know that people are out here and they making moves, and an ideal is only great if you take action on it. That's what I get out of this. Right. So I'm not going to harp on that too long, but that's the most important thing that I want y'all to understand. You are the director of your life. You direct it, right? And if your money not going where it's supposed to be going, it's because you're not directing it that way. So we need to learn how to do that. And that's why I'm here to help you do that. So Invest Now, our program, it's an online platform. We already got pre-recorded all the steps to do for to take you through wholesaling, and we're working on Burr as we go forward. We do have filmings and phone. We do have testimonies. We do have all experience with Burr because that's my bread and butter, right? At the same token, as I get a mentee, I work with that mentee and we record that whole strategy as we go through and we go through it. Luckily, right now, we don't have anybody in the Burr phase of our program. They all still doing wholesales right now. None of them deciding to keep them because of the interest rates that it is as it is right now, which is not a good reason not to, but that's what the problem is. Most folks scared of interest rates, right? We try, and our goal is that you retire in 7 to 10 years. You're set up. The first goal that I give you is to replace your salary. Let's get your passive income. Once you start building your rental portfolio, replace your salary. Now, did I say quit your job? I did not say quit your job. You in a place where you can retire because you replaced the money that you was already betting on. That makes sense. I hope it does. Right. So if that makes sense to you, give me a thumbs up in a chat or what have you. If you're on Facebook, give me a like or something on that. Do you want to replace your income? Now you have to decide what kind of investor you want to be. Again, do you want to just have cash flow? Right. That's one of the things that can come with being an investor. That may not be the best thing for somebody to have a lot of money. If you have a job and you making $200,000 a year, you don't want to cash flow in real estate. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep on buying broken, busted up houses, putting the work into that property, doing burr, and carrying all that loss. That's what you want to do. That's a tax strategy, right? You cannot, your CPA got to know what they're doing. And I'm not a CPA. I am going to school to be in finance right now and accounting and everything, so I can understand totally. But your CPA going to take a loss in certain areas that's going to kind of offset your money that you're making on your personal end, right? Because you're in an LLC, and we're doing stuff in an LLC. Yeah, you're doing it in a business name. However, you're still doing it under your own domain. You're still the person that's signing the check at the end of the day. You're still the one that put in your bank's accounts and move them around as you see fit. But like I said, again, talk to your CPA how that goes. But it definitely helped to have a loss in your businesses as well, right? So if you buying busted up houses and wholesaling, working on it for a year, think about what you're doing. And that's my routine. I'm just giving it away, guys. I buy a busted up house every other year. I work on it for a year. Then I take a loss on all those busted up houses in 1 year. And then I work on it the next year. And then I refinance it. And that's all that equity come out, that money come out. That goes in my pocket, and I pay the contractors and everyone else. And now I just reach another level of financial security because that stock has already paid dividends. So for all of you people that invested into stock and have to wait 15, 20, 30 years for that money to grow, mine growed in 2 years. Wow. That's Burr, the power of Burr. Man, that's beautiful. Again, passive investor. I am a passive investor. I'm active duty military. I'm active duty school. I'm in full-time school, working with 12 hours at one college, and I'm working with 4 hours at another college, or 3 hours, I think, what have you, at Oklahoma State. So at the end of the day, it's no excuse. You're not moving because you choose not to. You can make it happen. And you don't have to be as involved that you want to be. Get out of your own way, right? Coach, I hope that you're managing the chat box and everything else. Thank y'all for the thumbs up, because I have to look at two different screens. I got three screens up, and then if anybody need to get in, let them in. So you got to listen to people to learn what's going on with them, right? It's a lot of people out there got different problems. And when I say that, one thing about it is we all got one problem. We got financial chaos. We got financial chaos in our head. We want a lot. We want the best. And there's nothing wrong with wanting the best and wanting a lot. It's something wrong when you're trusting other people, like IRAs, 403ks, 403bs, and 401ks, those people to manage your money for you and have set you up for success. Right. So why I like real estate? Because I get to manage who goes in my house, what I buy, where I buy, and how much money I can make as a profit. I get to manage all that. And at the same time, I have yet to see a house or a property that has been built back in 1960 that cost the same amount in 2024 or 23 that they bought it for in 1960. I have yet to see that, right? Even if it's land, it don't cost the same. So that tells me that it only goes up. So I want to demyth and debunk, or whatever you want to call the lie out there, that houses depreciate. Yes, a house may depreciate over time, right? May depreciate over time, but it still raised up in value, because the dollar that bought it that day is not going to be the strongest dollar later on when you sell. It's going to take more of those dollars to make that one. I hope that makes sense to somebody out there. And I think you need to hear that. Now, you partner with so many different people like us, that people that want to make some money. Then you got people that have a problem. They got a vacant property right there in your community. Somebody paying taxes. Somebody got to cut that yard. Somebody got to basically make sure nobody breaking in the house, tearing it up, destroying it, vandalizing. So all those are pain points for a person that's have a property that's not making money. They got a problem. Then you have somebody like myself. I'm a passive investor. I'm full-time college. I'm full-time working. I'm a full-time parent. I am busy doing life. Life is lifing. I don't have time to go out there and hunt for deals. I don't have time to go out there and talk to buyers, sellers, and all this stuff. So guess what I need? I need people like yourself that say, I want to learn real estate. I want to learn real estate. That's why the coaching business exists. Hey, let me help you to learn real estate and get you paid. Let me teach you the basics. The most important things that you need to learn how to do is buy a house at wholesale prices. If you don't want the house, then you wholesale it to somebody else. You got the house at a steep discount. You got it under contract. This is the most important part of real estate. You got to buy it at the right price. So, hey, let me help everybody to go and drive your neighborhood, your community. Look for abandoned houses, vacant houses in your neighborhood, because an abandoned house and a vacant house in your neighborhood is a problem. That's how rats accumulate. That's how roaches accumulate. And that's how people go in and store, what they call it when you live in your house. I forgot the word. Just lost me. But what's that word when they just go move in your house and they don't supposed to be living there?
A squatter.
Yeah, squatter. God doggone, I couldn't think of a name. Thank you, coach. They start squatting, and now you got somebody in your community that don't belong to your community, living in your community for free. Guys, let's clean it up. Not only are those small things happening, what else is happening is, because nobody paying taxes on the houses, now our 911 calls are a little bit slower because they can't pay us everybody. Right now, we can't get no police around because guess what? Money that's supposed to be going to the city is not available. Money that them taxes pay that. Right. That pays paramedics. That pays their bills. So anybody that work for the city, they get paid off the taxes we pay. And when houses are vacant and people not paying taxes, that's a problem. Right? So let's solve these problems, guys. Let's solve the buyer problem. Let's solve the seller problem. Let's solve the city problem. And let's solve your neighborhood problem from somebody coming in, taking over your area. Now, how do we do that? We partner with families and we partner with the government. Guys, a mayor told me one time before, if you want to make money and you want to make guaranteed money, you partner with the government. The government will pay you. You just got to partner with them. So, what best way to partner with somebody than provide homes, somewhere for them to live and lay their head? And if you follow my trend, you will learn how to lease option that house to that same person. Because that's the method. I buy houses at wholesale prices. I fix up one or two of them that I don't wholesale. Because what I do is I take the money that I do wholesale and buy the one I want to buy, other people money. And then after I rent the house for 15 to 20 to 30 to 40 years, however many years I am, I'm going to sell the property to the owner on a lease option. Now I just made another way to make more money off the same money without doing any repairs. If that's not sexy, I don't know what sexy is. And I'm telling you to play because I want you to run the play. I don't want to die with my son left for me. I want to help as many people get where they're going in life. If you want real estate, I promise you, it's the best way, in my humble opinion, to reach financial security. Financial security. Financial security. All right. And it, not before retirement. You're going to make retirement early. So you ain't got to wait 40 and 50 years and work to get there. All right, so those are some numbers right there. 2022, I did those numbers. So I went ahead last night and did the numbers for 2023. As you can see, everybody says that, oh, the interest rate high and people not investing, people not buying and people not selling. And that is true in a lot of places. However, investors don't look at interest rate like everybody else. Investors don't plan on keeping that house forever. Investors don't plan on keeping that deal forever. Investors don't plan on buying a house and worry about 11, 15, or 20% interest rate when the deal is a great deal and I know I can refinance later once the deal get available. We don't worry about interest rate the same. The same because it's a short term. It's a short term. And those investors that do things short terms find out sooner or later that you can only buy so many properties cash and you can only get so many great deals that you can just hit out the park. You're going to have to take some of them like, hey, I got to get this one. This one is good, right? And when I'm saying that, think about the people that's, again, you're making $300,000 a year. You make $200,000 a year. You don't need cash flow. You need to carry a loss. So you need to be buying these old busted up houses, fixing on them with your money, investing the money back in your business, showing your business is spending a lot of money on businesses, and now you get your credit on that end, and maybe you get some refund on the business side since your personal side made too much money. It just offsets it, right? So that's one way of figuring out. Again, I'm not a CPA. Talk to your CPA. That's his or her job to help you to get that done, right? And they will get it done. But as you can see, the numbers don't change too much, right? People are steady going up and they still investing. That's the most important thing that you need to see. It's always been a growth pattern. Investors are investing. So you continue to be one of us and don't be the other one. All right. So let's get to the bread and butter, how the voucher work, right? The voucher is a system that's set up through the public housing agency, right? The public housing agency is your local provider. They are the ones that you're going to do all the paperwork with on a computer, and they work directly with you, and you get paid directly from the government. When I tell you they come on the first of the month, it comes on the first of the month. So if you got bills coming out on the first of the month, those bills are covered. One thing I can't stand about certain tenants. Now, I don't have the problem. My tenants, my tenants pay before the first, before the first. And if they don't pay by the first, the late fees start on the second, on the second. On the second. Ain't no grace period. You had 30 days before this month. You had 31 days before this month. I don't understand a grace period when it comes to where you lay your head at and where you're sleeping. And that's a good understanding to have with everyone, right? So if you like that idea, and I think that's a jewel that I just gave you, please give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know that you're still listening to me. I ain't bored you to death, right? So you working directly together with the people that's gonna pay you, not the tenants, with the actual housing department. Now, some of the pros that you have, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for participating. That hypes me up, make me feel more excited that I'm doing something right, right? So you have some pros, right, about active investing, right? You have some indexes, you have some portfolio buildings, you have some, thank you again there. Also, I see that they popping in their left eye. Managing and take advantage of the market. right? You have a lot of cons, right? You have sometimes some underperforming indexes, some areas where it ain't doing as well as you like. I have a few properties that I'm not cash flowing on. I got a few because I make pretty good money in the military, so I buy those properties to kind of offset. So it's not about that, but the house is on a Potomac River in Virginia. I make no money off the house. Actually, I was losing money on the house. I was spending money on the house, but it's on the Potomac River, and they're gonna build what I told you, Coach, they're gonna build over there a ski resort. They're gonna build a ski resort 7 miles away. So I bought that property because I know once they build a ski resort, that house is gonna go up probably like $250,000, right? And when I bought it, less than a year later, I was getting people already telling me to refinance or sending me stuff because the house appraised for $75,000 more than what I bought it for in less than a year. So it's in a great spot. I sought out the community, got a great system, and I bought it because I know that I have a child, and I want that child to either have a house later on. And he was born, and I buy houses for every child I have, so I got to have a house. So wherever they live in, I buy a house for them. And I've been living in like 5 different states. All right. Some of the passive investors. Let's talk about a passive investor, guys. Passive investors are the cool guys to me because they are the ones that hands off. They don't grow as much gray hair as other people because they are not actually dealing with the actual problems, right? They're just dealing with the stress of saying when I'm going to get my return on my money and is the return going to come on time? If the money don't come on time, yeah, that's a little frustrating. But at the end of the day, you know it's coming, right? Because you're tied to that investment. You have your name on that investment as well. And that once they sell that property, you get paid when they sell that property or when they refinance that property or however. So that's what it is. Now, your taxes, what I'm saying, what Robert Kiyosaki could say, if you're an investor lane, you can't get taxed on, let's say it like this. Let me say it a different way. You get taxed on income. So you got to work to make an income. You don't get taxed as hard on investments. It's not the same. That's passive. That's money making money. It's a different story. Again, get with your CPA and understand that concept, right? But that's what I like about being a passive investor. Your money is different. It's looked at different. It's not earned income. It's passive. All right, so who's eligible? And again, remember my audience. When I wrote this, I typed this up so that people that want to get on Section 8 housing, I can provide this for them so they can understand that they may need to go apply or this is for them. Again, as an investor, you need to know who your customer is and your client is and why you're speaking to them. So that's why I created this, so I can teach myself as well as educate them. And if once they feel like you're educated on their source more than they are more to listen to you. They are more amped to do the things you say do, and they're more encouraged to be inspired by you. All right. So your total gross income matter, your family size matter. You are limited to U.S. citizens only, right? Non-citizens or immigrants have an eligibility depending on the status, right? Sometimes it's just different status for them. Your 50% of the median income of the country. So, hey, whatever the county they're in or whatever in the parish, I say parish, come from Louisiana, they cannot exceed that. So they got to be under that price range. And that kind of helped them to be eligible for it. Now, this is the super sexy part. How to buy a house with a Section 8 voucher. You remember earlier, I gave you, I'm going to lease option my house to people. I'm going to lease option my house to people. I plan with the end state in mind. That's the one thing I learned from the military is plan with the end state in mind. What is your mission? My mission is to retire financially secure. How can you retire financially secure if the government is depending on is taking your money in a 401k, a 403b, and once you get your money, they're going to tax it on a deferred tax basis. So that if you do a deferred tax basis, they're taxing you higher. If you get taxed now, that's good because the money later is going to be weaker. So it's going to be taking more money. So they tax you higher later. So you've been bamboozled to put your money into something that you don't have no control over. And when the market go down, your money go down. Now you thought you're going to retire this year, but you got to work a couple more years because the market went down. Whereas if you're a real estate investor and you're buying the amount of property that keep you on track to replace your salary, you don't have to continue to work. I hope this makes sense. I'm saying it like this for a reason. If you take control of a strategy to put your money to work for you, You take the money from your job that you're working in, you love to work. Your career is a perfect career. Everybody at work do you great and everybody love you. It's a perfect job. You do a great job. Everybody look forward to seeing you there because you're the awesome employee and you make everything happen. Boom, got it, right? Superstar. Nothing wrong with that. However, if it's something wrong, if you're taking that money, you're paying your bills. You should be taking that money and you invest that money into something that pays your bill so that whatever pay your bill is passive and that money keep going. So I'll take my check that I make every month and I dump it into buying houses. So the houses can bring me a return every month, not one paycheck. All right. I'm not going to harp on that too much longer. But if you want more information, everybody county is different. So I definitely would like you to look in your local area to ask about it. These hyperlinks does work. So if you want this email, get on my schedule or email me or go to investingnow2021.org. Investingnow.com. Go to .com. Investingnow2021.com. If you go to that website, you can get on my calendar. It's right at the top. Right. And then we can talk. It's a complimentary call. It's no charge. It's just 15 minutes. I love to talk for 15 minutes with you to see what your number one goal is. And then at the same time, I give this PowerPoint so you can have this go off of and so on. Right. So that's different for everywhere, but it's this way to keep from people from being homeless. And that's a good way for investors to make guaranteed money. So what is the Section 8 home ownership program? Families who qualify can receive up to 15 years 15 years of Section 8 home ownership. Guys, that's 15 years that you have opportunity to win. Now, imagine this. You get a rental right now. They rent from you for 5 years before they're eligible to get on the program. So you got 5 years already done. They get on the program. Now you got 15 years with them, another 15 years. It only takes you 5 years to get to know them. They say that successful marriages last. You can find out if it's going to be a successful marriage if they marry 5 to 7 years most of the time, right? They say after 5, if you can make it up to 5 years and you make it to 7 years, well, you can stay married longer than that most of the time, right? That was the numbers back in the days. I ain't looked at the numbers lately. So after 5 years to be in a relationship with that tenant, you'll know whether you want to deal with them longer. Hey, I encourage my tenants to go to first-time homeowners. I research first-time homeowners classes and buyers classes. I want them to go to those places because they need to get qualified to buy my house. Your stuff already in my house. You already know everybody in the community. You're used to this area. Your kids went to school in this area. You got all these fun memories. Why eliminate them? Why let them go? Keep these memories going. Buy this house. And I make that agreement up front when they first rented my house. The goal is you buy this house if you want to stay here. Right? So this is what participants got to do. They just got to make a down payment. So what if? That's the strategy, guys. What if you work a deal with them when they're paying you mortgage, paying you rent every month, that you save their down payment for them? What if you do that? Because that's what I do. Income tax come around, I start having that conversation about, hey, you're going to get a lump sum of money. Do you really want to blow it or do you want to invest it into your first home? Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. I'm giving it away, guys, because guess what? At the end of the day, I want you to take action. I don't want you not to take action. But the most important thing is to have that support system. So you can do all this yourself, and I'm not trying to hinder nobody from going out there and trying to do it yourself. But I would like that we work together. I would like to say, hey, you do one portion and somebody else do another portion and we work together and knock it out. Or you can do it all inside of the network so that you can become a coach and coach other people and get paid for coaching people and teaching people. I want to create more coaches, guys. I come to those that come after me be better than me. I didn't come on this platform and I didn't create this platform so it could be me to be the all know it. It's all of us working together to make a better product. Your city is not my city. Your state is not my state. Your neighborhood is not my neighborhood. It's enough space in this world for everybody to eat. You just got to work. That's it. So that's what this environment about. It's a community of people that want people to succeed and to retire early. So provide at least 3% down for that purchase. Can you save enough money for those people and help them do that? Yes, you can. I promise you can. I know you can because I'm doing it. Right? So here's a little category. I give you time to read that stuff. That's why I run my mouth and rapid fire with other stuff. But you can help them with all this. You can help them with all this. Right? And they're going to help them as well. So you're going to make sure they're successful because you want them to buy that house from you. And you want to be the bank. That's how you become the bank. Don't you want to be the bank? Do you want to be the bank? Do you want to make money on top of your money, on top of your money? I think you do. Because as long as they rent from you, you're going up every year because inflation goes up every year. It used to go up every 3 to 5 years. Now it starts going up every year. So guess what? When inflation goes up, you go up. So if you go up on one house with inflation, you matching inflation. But if you got two houses, you're ahead of inflation. If you got five houses, you 4 times ahead of inflation. Do y'all get the math? Because if you're going up on every house every year, you're ahead of the curve. When insurance go up, you go up. When taxes go up, you goes up. So you always ahead of curve because guess what? All the other houses in the communities are doing the same thing. And if they move out, they're going to cost more to move 5 years later than when they moved the first time. It's almost you got to go in there and put some work in there. But after 5 years, you can charge a whole new market rent for the first baby. Guys, I love this business, guys. I love this business. It's yes, it comes with some headaches sometimes. Yes, it comes with some people getting on your nerves sometimes. But that's why you pay property managers. That's why you pay carpenters. And that's why you pay others to deal with those headaches that you don't want to deal with. You pay for your freedom. Pay for your freedom. What time I got? I'm at 9:43. Okay, then. So who qualifies? Again, I give them everything that qualifies. By helping them out and laying this out to them, they know whether they qualify. I know whether they qualify. And if they don't qualify, I know what to say to them when I text them, when I email them, when I'm sending encouraging letters, right? We know what to do to get them started and get them motivated and encouraged. And then you can go a step further and build a rapport and relationship with your PHA in your community, so you can find out what they like, dislikes, and what works for them. Work for them. If it worked for them, you go work for them now. You go and get your tenants to meet their standards, and you go out there and find people to rent your houses so you can get a guaranteed check. Guaranteed check. Guaranteed, right? And the government pays on time. What does the program give me, right? So they give you a voucher equal to the actual market value. So whatever the market's saying in that local area, that's what you get, right? When your payments come, they come directly into your account. So this is talking about the lender part right here. They pay for the lender. They go directly to the lender. So hey, they take care of everybody. You the lender. So think about it. You're the lender. It comes directly to you. You're the bank. You're selling the owner finance. There's no real estate agent involved in that piece unless PHA, or public housing assistant, bring a real estate agent in. I have not exercised this with PHA yet. I have not. I've been doing lease options with people. I have not exercised that because I had no one to actually meet all the standards yet. But I do have one person right now working on it diligently. And she emailing me all the time saying, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. So I'm hoping she be my first one, right? So that's what we're doing, guys. It's a pretty good effort to make this happen. They do have waiting lists everywhere. If you go onto your website right now or later on in the evening or tomorrow, you go to affordablehouses.com, you go to section8.com, you go to taxcredits.com, and you can find our .gov, what have you, in your area, and you kind of look at how long that waiting list is. Guys, when I say the waiting list is long, because a lot of landlords that were slumlords are getting out of this business. They said that, oh, the tenant tore the house up and you want me to fix it, right? So that's not super sexy for everybody. It's not super sexy for everybody. So for people that saying, hey, I want a nice product to these people, they stay the whole time. And when they stay the whole time, you get paid the money. And I make my tenants pay extra money as an insurance department saying, hey, you're going to pay a little extra. So at the end of the year, I'm giving you another hint. At the end of the year, you can go ahead and pay off. You can pay that repairs, whatever repair that came. I should have had a little money that saved up for the pay, right? And then I go up on my rent, so I recoup it anyway, right? So this PowerPoint was more about just getting you in a mindset of understanding that you have opportunities out there if you take advantage of it. I don't want to keep on going with it because if I go too long with it, then I can't get to the call to action, and we need to get home, and y'all got to do some things. I got to get back on this homework. So we do have some called a break even analysis, right? I need to copy that. Let me see if I can copy that. Control C. Well, nope, I ain't gonna be doing it right now. But anyway, so you get on my schedule, just go to my website, right? Investing Now 2021, get on my calendar. Definitely would like y'all to have the free stuff. I don't have it open right now, available for me to just push it in the chat box. I do appreciate y'all staying for y'all time. What questions y'all have? Because we don't want to keep on, I don't want to keep on going on when you may have some questions. So if you have some questions, feel free to raise your hand. Coach, if you want to add some information to this, you're more than welcome to. And that's pretty much it. I'll leave it on this slide. Anyone have any question? Coach, you want to add anything? He probably stepped away, still drinking water.
No, I'm right here, brother. No, man. I think you pretty interesting, man, on how you can actually sell your home to somebody that's on Section 8. Man, that's I gotta be honest with you, man. That's some that's some smooth stuff, man. Talking about finding a loophole. I just think that's very, very interesting. So but no, man, good info.
Appreciate it. You got more to follow, man. Because like I said, I'm running that play now. I've been running that play for a little while with talking to all the tenants. And all my houses are not Section 8 bound, right? Some of the houses are regular people paying cash, but the same token, lease options is the thing that I do. I have two of them in the lease option. I got one for work for equity. I don't know if y'all ever heard of work for equity that's on the call. Work for equity mean, hey, the house is kind of in bad shape. The last tenants kind of busted it up a little bit because of some transactions. Instead of me driving and flying and figuring out who's a contract in that area, hey, if you go ahead and do all the work, that could be your down payment. Work for equity. Doing that play right now with a house in Mississippi, because yeah, we had some situations go on and beyond my control for what other people did in the community. They kind of shot up the house a little bit. And from that moment on, I
They thought you was in there, coach.
no, man, no, but I ain't never lived there. Ain't gonna never live there. It's just some bad
Hey,
characters was hanging there.
hey, hey, man, who mama was you looking at, man?
Uh-oh. Mama, they go that man. They go that man
Hey,
in that
God,
black
no.
truck.
They thought that was you in there, man.
Not no Mississippi here. No, don't play there. But nah, man, it's sad. I mean, because of course, that house right there, the young man had just got the lump sum of money to pay me for the down payment, and he was murdered for his money. They
Oh
shot him.
man.
Yeah, yeah. And he just called me that morning and told me, man, I got your money. I'm ready to go and put my down payment down. And yes. And lo and behold, I was gonna get that money right back to him. I was gonna give that money back to him and buy a truck for him because he was a truck driver, and he told me, hey, can we partner on my trucking business? So I said, you get the money to buy this house, and we'll talk. And the conversation gonna be like, okay, then thanks for the down payment. That's your down payment on the house. How much is gonna cost for a down payment on the truck to get you started, so you can have another truck and you can run two trucks?
Right, man. Look at that. Man. Sure hate
That's
to
how
hear
that
that.
conversation gonna go. Huh?
Yeah, I sure hate to hear that, man. I gotta take my joke back now.
Oh no, man. It is what it is. I mean, life happen, life be life. Life be life, what
Yep.
they say,
I
man.
understand. Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, hey, it was an opportunity for me to have an open heart to somebody else, and the opportunity for somebody else to have an opportunity to win. That young man had a history. He had changed from his history, but he had some bad things happen when he was a young man, unfortunately. And I ain't saying that that's karma. I ain't saying that he deserved nothing to happen later on in life. But he shared with me his whole story about what happened in the past, and it was sad that what happened in the past and what happened to him, what happened. Um, so nonetheless, he was a good fella. Called me yes sir every day, all day, and treated me with kind disrespect. Never said nothing foul around me. And was just a good person. So I just hate that for the young man. But the family is strong. I still talk to the family to this day. His mom and dad, and just keep in touch with them because at the end of the day, they the ones that asked me to take a chance with their child.
Right, man. That's nice of you, brother. Very nice of you.
Well, I didn't see any questions coming. The crowd, I do appreciate Coach you giving your time. It sounded like you started coaching football already, so your voice sounded a little hoarse on me. Um,
Man,
you
man,
started,
it's going down, brother.
yeah, brother.
Going down.
But
Hey,
man,
I
good.
know when to run the ball and when to pass it. Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, is your voice
two-time
gone from the
champ.
game yesterday, or your voice gone from coaching?
Oh, coach, no, I ain't in the game that way. No, no. Now my boys, the two-time city champs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Went to the game like that.
Yes, sir. 22-1. Yes, sir. No tie. No tie.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Ain't nobody else.
the only tie they get is the one around their neck and they shoes.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. Hey, man, I'm proud that you out there working with the young men and helping them to see life from a different point of view and perspective, and put them in a position where they winning now so they can win later.
Hey, that's exactly. I tell them what, hey, look, if I can be the hardest, the hardest person that you ever have to go through, your life, you gonna have it made. You gonna
Absolutely.
have it made.
Brother. I mean, you said something, but look, hey, one of my little basketball players a long time ago, she was in high school and she said, she told me, Coach, the coach Martinez was cussing up and down and talking crazy to me and everything. She said, wait a minute, hold on. That's all you got? I used to play for Coach Williams. I said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. She said, no, coach, you just prepared me for high school. I was ready. I'm ready for the
Mm.
world. I like, okay, cool. Cause that was middle school. I
Right,
used to
right,
drill
right.
so hard. So yeah, I get exactly what you're saying with that statement about if I'm the hardest person you can work with, then you prepare for anybody else.
Seriously, yeah. That's it, man. Hey, you are well prepared, well equipped and prepared. So, and that's hey, look, that's how I'm raising them. That's it. It's all the parents. I tell you, look, I'm raising them like they my own. Hey, if it don't suit, float your boat. It's okay. It's okay. You can put them on a losing team. Hey, 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 man, look, coach. One game we had the kid, he fumbled the ball twice. The quarterback handoff. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what was going on this day, coach. He fumbled the ball twice. The second
Hmm.
time, and this is in a row. Second time he fumbled, it was in the end zone. So you know
Oh
what that
Lord.
was? That was a safety. Gave him 2 points. So came over to the sideline. I said, doggone it, Jack. I said, you just want to give him stuff? It ain't even Christmas. I tell you what, won't you go to the concession stand, buy him some snacks, and bring it back to him? Hey, coach, one of the parents said, oh no, couldn't be my kid. Can't believe he talking to them like that. Guess what? We came back and whooped that tail. Hey, beat them by like 14 points. Hey, and guess who was the MVP of the game?
That player, huh?
Jack.
That player, huh? You live and you learn.
Hey, Jack went out there and redeemed himself. Like, hey, boy, hey, don't be giving them no gifts on my watch.
Nah, but he said, go to the concession stand and buy
Hey,
some
I told him
popcorn too.
that. Hey, and it seemed like, man, when I was chewing him out, coach, or chastising him, seemed like, man, it just got quiet in a little stadium. I'm like,
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
said to myself,
everybody.
dang, man, that was kind of loud.
Man, look, you don't be knowing, like I said, you don't know it in the heat of the moment. But nah, man, that's some good stuff, man. I'm just happy to hear that you exposing them kids to
Oh yeah.
a man being a man and not, this stuff where we got to be all friendly and everybody giving them, trophies. When they told me that when I was teaching school and they said everybody get a trophy, I said, ha, ha, ha. Not on my team.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Now
sir. You
you
finna
get
get
a
out here and earn
trophy.
that.
Yeah, you gonna earn it. The only way you gonna earn it, you gonna raise some money. You gonna raise some money, then we'll give everybody a trophy because you bought your trophy by the money you raised. But as far as you getting a participation trophy just because you own a team, nah.
So, and you know what, coach? What you're sharing, man, that's exactly how I am in life, bro. It's It's like, hey, look, no, I'm the type you could tell me if something is benefiting me, but it's not necessarily the best option out there. I'm okay with that. You telling me that, if I'm benefiting, but the mass is it, I'm gonna listen to what you're sharing, and I'm gonna say, you're right, but because in life, like I raised my son not perfectly. Like I tell him all the time, son, I don't expect you to be perfect. You know, I just need you to be aware of what's happening. That's it. Just be aware and accept accountability. That's it. Accept accountability. Be aware. You ain't got to be perfect because you'd be so afraid to make mistakes. Hey, make them. Mistake is something, not intentional. If you're doing something intentional, now it's a little different story, like sneaking that phone to school. That's intentional. You know what I mean? But on other things, not intentional. Not a big deal. But I believe you want something, work for it. Get with folks that can help you get it. Learn with them, learn from them, and go and grow. We do that in everything that we do in life that we're comfortable with. That we're comfortable with. We go to school. I went to high school. Honestly, bro, I went to elementary, junior high, high school, and college because somebody else told me to. Never questioned why. Oh yeah, go to school, man. Get you a job and make some money, start you a family. Never ask anybody why. Now I'll be like, shh. All right, why do I want to get in all this debt? Why do I want to go to high school? Just not even to challenge them, but hey, just let me know why. I did we've done everything we've done, except when it comes to taking a chance on us. We do everything else everybody else say to do. But I tell you what, I bet on me 100 times out of 100. A
A
hundred
hundred
out
times
of
out
100.
of 100.
Yes, sir.
Boy,
100 out of 100.
got comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you for sharing that with us, man. And I think everybody that's on this call and anybody that's listening, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook would say the same thing that we definitely don't like to bet on ourselves. We like to, oust out everybody else and say, I did it because you said do it and it didn't work out. But once you get to that point in your life where you say that, you know what, I'm good with learning from the process. It's not a mistake, guys. It's learning from the process. Michael Jordan said he missed more shots than he made. I know baseball players have what is a passing a good batting range? What's a good number for batting range? I don't know much about baseball, but I know it ain't 100%. I know it ain't 90%. I know it ain't 80%. I want to say like 60% is a good batting range for a batter. So imagine if every time they're swinging, they're worried about missing the ball or striking out instead of worried about that one time when they knock it big and knock it out. That's how life feels, and it's unfortunately that we like to look at TV and look at everybody else win, and look at football games and look at everybody else playing the game they love to do, but we're not betting on ourselves, and we're just going through the motions every morning and every day, waking up, going to a job, getting paid a check, going home, playing it safe. No, it's very, very unfortunate, and it's risky to step out and do it yourself and try and make your own money and try and create your own path. But I promise you, you're gonna live with less regret. You live with less regret knowing that you at least tried than not to try at all and just taking whatever they give you. So that's what you're gonna take in retirement with a 401k, with a 403b, and everything. That's when you find out all the fine print, the stuff that they didn't tell you up front, that when you was in there signing them documents the first day you went to work because you happy you got a good job. You retire is when you find out your social security don't kick in until a certain time. You got money in the bank, so they don't want to give you this. You got money in the bank, so they don't want to do that. You got all this stuff going on, so they find every which way to say that I can't do this for you because you're not like this person. So if you don't want that to be your story, you gotta be like coach. You gotta bet on you. You gotta start. And you can't be worried about what the next man doing to the left and right. You need to be worried about the man in the mirror doing, because the man in the mirror is the one that you got to answer to every morning. You got to sleep with every day, and you got to wake up to it in the next morning. So I hope that encourage all of you to take some kind of action. And the action I would like y'all to go to for right now is go to www.investingnow2021 or investingnow2021.com and get on my calendar. And let's have a chit chat about what's your goals, what you're trying to do, and let's narrow it down and get some clarity on those goals. And then let's say if it works, it worked to have a plan and path with us. And if not, that's fine. Just keep showing up. And hopefully sooner or later, we can spark a light in you to say that, hey, you're worth my time, I'm worth your time, and we can move forward together. Because everybody not worth my time, just like I'm not worth everybody's time. I can be honest enough to say that everybody's not worth my time, and I'm not worth their time. Some people need other coaches. But if you a person that want to be held accountable and pushed to the limits to say, hey, it's no excuses. Yeah, I understand. I understand you got a wife. I understand you got kids. I understand your job. I understand all that. But okay. What else? Because at the end of the day, no, ain't no excuse. Just do it. Do something every day towards your goal. So, guys, I appreciate y'all staying on the end, Coach. Thank you for that extra tidbit, man. And you got me rambling on a little bit more with the personal growth and development, that motivation, that I me, inspire, motivate, and encourage. So man, thank you so much, man. I thank y'all again for staying on the whole time. We really over time now, 3 minutes. Looking forward to next Monday. We'll have Miss Ruth Williams, the funding lady. The one thing that everybody say, I can't do real estate because I ain't got no money. I don't know how to get the money. So what if I tell you I met somebody that could fund anybody in all the United States of America, any state, with money to start investing in real estate right now? What if I was able to tell you that this lady worked with commercial properties, she worked with personal properties, and she worked, I mean, yeah, single family, personal, your home, a home on your home, a single family property, and other things, right? So she can get you money. She can get you the money to get you started if that's what you want to do. And she told me one of the main problems she have is people get the money and don't have anything to do with it. So she's going to refer people to us to help them do something with the money. And people in the club, in the organization, our community, will be able to work the deals with those people that she's referring to us to find deals for them to close on them. So we can find the deals for them to close on so they can get active with it. You get paid for your service. You're making money right off the bat. You're a source because, Coach, what you said, partner with other people like minded that want to be great. So thank y'all again, man. Let me get off this call because I got homework to do. I got to do some more accounting work. So I'm going to get off this call and go do some homework, stay up another night till 4 o'clock in the morning. So y'all have a great night and look forward to talking to y'all on the schedule. All right. Take care.